Hey there, what's up, and welcome back or welcome to the Freelance Friday podcast. Today, I'm inviting you to come steal my marketing strategy for my online education and marketing business. So let's hop in. Really quick before we hop into the episode, very exciting news. The Social Media Management Accelerator has a date. We'll be starting class right after the Labor Day holiday in September. So if you've been waiting for the accelerator, it's a live course with assignments and challenges and a community and all kinds of really fun stuff. If you've been waiting for this, be sure to sign up for the wait list. I'll list it in the show notes and description box, so you get first dibs. I'm going to try to keep class sizes much smaller this time around, so you definitely want to be on the wait list so you find out first when seats are open for enrollment so you can snag one. I can't wait to see you there. It's going to be so much fun. I thought I would just kind of unveil the behind the scenes of the business, how things actually sell. I mean, you all know that I rely a lot on content marketing, and I've done quite a few episodes and videos on my YouTube channel about how I plan out my content, how I create content, but what else is there to it? What's actually working behind the scenes? How does a multi-six-figure online education and marketing strategy company actually sell its stuff? Let's just talk about it. So to kick things off, I want to talk about the three different kind of categories of things that I sell. I guess there's really four. The first one is probably the least relevant from a marketing standpoint, and that is content, right? So I do make a little bit of money from YouTube. I do make a little bit of money from sponsorships. I have some resources on that I will link, but I'm not going to go into that today because really most of it is just inbound. I produce content, and if sponsors see that they want to get involved in that I'm, have the audience that they're looking to target, then they reach out, is primarily how that happens. So we'll kind of skip that for now. When it comes to services and products that I do actually sell and do actually, think about a little bit more in depth, there are first services. So this is stuff that I do for other people. In short, for me, that is marketing strategy. That's content creation primarily. I do still have some clients that I do full social for, but those are legacy clients that I've had for a long time. I don't actively go out and try to get new clients in that space. So it's mostly video content and strategy and consulting for other businesses. Then I have digital products. So I really divide this into low ticket, more passive, semi-passive income, and then higher ticket that is more active income, where they are more of a group coaching experience, if I'm being honest, or a classroom style learning. So it's more, I guess you could call it coaching, if you will. So let's start low and go high. So low ticket products or passive income or semi-passive income for me is mostly sold through email. So we start here up at the awareness phase. If you know what the sales funnel looks like, first we just have to get people into the funnel. We have to get people to know about the product, to know about me. And that starts with content, right? That's this YouTube channel, this podcast, even short form content types to some degree, like Instagram and TikTok, although that is far less of my strategy. Most of my leads come in through YouTube. So I produce content that is going to be relevant to the audiences that are going to want to purchase my semi-passive courses. So I have the Social Media Management Toolbox, which is a group of templates basically for social media managers. You can download and customize a social media strategy template, a tracker, a prospecting tracker, a welcome guide for your clients, all of these different things. So anything related to those topics, I'm going to create content about. How to onboard your clients, how to develop a social media strategy, all of these things that are going to get people who are searching for answers to those problems or to solutions to those things into my orbit. They're going to say, okay, this Latasha James girl, she knows what she's talking about. She knows a lot about this stuff. And maybe I'm going to sign up for her email list now. Maybe I'm going to download a lead magnet, which is really key here. So I have a lead magnet linked at the bottom of all of my videos. It's called a free social media manager starter kit. I'll show a screenshot of it on screen here. And it's basically just a 10-page ebook that basically breaks down my strategy for developing my business, for starting my social media management business. And it is good stuff. I just reviewed it actually because we just updated the branding on it, and it is good. It looks good. It has good information in it. But on the last page, I invite people to purchase a bundle of those semi-passive courses if they want to take things a step further. Now, of course, only a small percentage of people who download that are actually going to buy it right then and there. It's just there kind of for funsies, like let's see if anybody buys it. But what happens is they are kept on an email list that gets sent out periodic emails. I do this through Flowdesk. And it's just like touch base. Hey, next step, I'm going to remind you of how awesome this bundle is. Then I'm going to tell you some more value. I'm going to give you a little tip, things like that. And then you're going to get added into my newsletter list where I'm going to every single week send you something until you opt out. And I actually had a big block about email for a long time because I was like, I don't want to annoy people. I don't want to be too salesy, but it's like these people have opted into your content. They have said, I want to hear from her, and they are free to unsubscribe. In fact, it is illegal to not include an unsubscribe link, so please do that. But if they're like, you know what, this is getting a little too salesy or she's emailing me too much, they can unsubscribe. So I really recommend if you have semi-passive income, I think email is really a great way to stay top of mind and to just like work through some of those objections that people might have about your product. You can warm them up, if you will. That sounds kind of like scammy. I don't know. I don't really like that term, but you can develop a relationship with them through email. So that is primarily how my semi-passive courses sell. Of course, I do also like mention them when they're relevant. If I'm doing a social media strategy video, I'll say, by the way, if you want this template that I'm using and showing on screen, you can click below for the toolbox. And we usually see some spikes when that happens. But by and large, it is all sold through this email sales funnel for the low ticket stuff. And if you're looking for more information on like, okay, that's great, but how do I actually build an audience? I will leave a resource for you in the cards on YouTube and in the show notes on the podcast platform. Because of course, yes, you have to build an audience and you have to build a content strategy to get this to work. So we'll talk about that in other videos and other episodes if you want more on that. Now for the high-ish, I say high-ish because my high ticket courses and programs, I don't really consider them high ticket compared to a lot of other creators out there. I actually have a block about high ticket. Like I personally want my stuff to be accessible to a lot of people. So there's just certain price points that I just won't go at. And I know it's like, not good for business or whatever, but like it helps me sleep at night. So whatever. So SMMA is for people who really want to like become a social media manager. They want to know everything about managing social media. They want detailed information on analytics and managing client expectations and client workflow and all that stuff. It's a live course where we go through the material week by week together and all of that good stuff. There's assignments, lots of stuff. OBLL is basically my business blueprint in a box, essentially, or on a course platform. So it goes through like how to develop your content strategy, how to build that lead magnet that I just talked about, how to market yourself, how to sell on a discovery call, mindset shifts that you need to have, productivity stuff, like everything that you'd want to know if you are running a business. So anyway, those are the products for the most part that I would consider higher ticket. So for these, what we've been doing is doing live launches for them. So SMMA is doors closed and open. So because it is a true cohort, you can't just join anytime. I only run them like twice a year. So for that, I have a much more involved marketing strategy where like I start to gear up my social content to talk more about social media management. Maybe right now I'm talking a little bit more general about online business. Well, when I get ready to launch SMMA, you're probably going to see a lot more social media manager specific content on YouTube to get people into that sales funnel once again. But instead of just posting the lead magnet, I'm going to say, hey, join this masterclass where I'm going to talk about whatever, like 10 steps to becoming a better social media manager. Again, value in that webinar or in that masterclass. People love those classes. They walk away with great tips, great advice. But at the end of the class, I'm also going to sell them, the full course if they want to take that extra step. Totally up to them. I truly believe, and my theory on content, by the way, is that like if you watch my YouTube channel, all this free stuff and podcast and everything, you can go out and get a client. Absolutely. I truly believe that you should give away enough stuff for your audience to see results from. I don't believe in the whole giving too much away for free mumbo jumbo. I don't believe in that. I think it's very rare that people give too much away for free. I think you're developing a proof of concept. If somebody watches one of your YouTube videos and goes out and upsells their client or gets a new client, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, imagine what this higher ticket investment what kind of results that's going to help me see. So anyway, that's a side note about my content strategy. But yeah, so then you invite them to masterclass, you get on the webinar. I used to host my webinars on Zoom. You can totally do this for a pretty affordable price point. I can't remember off the top of my head how much the Zoom webinar add-on is, but it's probably the most affordable webinar platform that you can get. So I used that for a long time. I actually just moved to Webinar Jam, which I am loving, but I don't think you need it if you're not going to do multiple live launches a year. Like if you're just looking to launch one higher ticket thing, just do Zoom. Or before Zoom, I talk about this in Online Business Launch Lab. When I first started my business, I would live launch using YouTube. I would just use an unlisted YouTube link and use that as my webinar. So there are lots of workarounds for this, but if you are planning to do like multiple live launches a year, I do really like Webinar Jam. There's just a lot of additional features there. It's like it automatically records and the landing pages are all in there and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I use nowadays. And then to drive traffic to those webinars, like I said, I start gearing the content on YouTube in that direction, which in turn means that I'm also gearing my Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, whatever platform content in that same direction, because a lot of those micro content platforms, I use repurposed content for my YouTube videos, or I'll at least do something similar. Like when I'm recording a video right now in a podcast, after this, I'm probably going to record a TikTok that is related to what I'm talking about so that I have promotional material to go out alongside it. So that means I'm gearing my content in the direction of the topic of the thing that I'm going to launch. I'm getting people onto a webinar or a masterclass, whatever you want to call it. And then I'm live selling. Of course, then you have to build an email funnel after that because not everybody's going to buy on the live webinar. So you can send a few reminders. Hey, by the way, this special bonus is only available for 72 hours after the webinar. Things like that. I use Flowdesk for my email platform, and boom, that's how I sell that in a nutshell. I mean, there's much more involved in it. I also want to note that I just hired an ads person, a Facebook ads person. We're going to test things out. I have built this business, I would say like 99% organically. I've spent probably $1,000, maybe $500 in ads total ever for my business. But it is something that I'm looking to explore, particularly for the evergreen stuff, the semi-passive stuff, so the lower ticket items, just because I think that those do have a wider appeal. And I'm interested in testing it out. It might not work. I'll definitely give you an update, but just letting you know what's up with that. Okay, and then lastly, let's talk about the services, how those actually sell. So for me, in my business right now, I am not advertising any of these services really at all. All of my leads, primarily for the agency side of the business, come inbound through referrals. I have an active LinkedIn presence still. I don't post a ton on there, but I still, check in every day. And I often get people who worked with me in the past, either in like an in-house role or who were previous freelance clients or current freelance clients, asking for their friends, or asking for more work or whatever. And then YouTube, of course, even though I'm not talking directly to like tech companies, which is primarily the clients that I work with, I'm not talking directly to tech companies, but a lot of people see my YouTube and say, oh, she's really passionate about content creation and social media. She's good at it, whatever. Like, let's see if she can do some on-camera work for a company or create some stuff for us. So a lot of people just come to me inbound. So again, I think having like an active living portfolio is a really great way of generating leads as well in whatever way makes sense for you. And the reason that I don't advertise this is because of a couple of things, primarily limited availability, right? I have legacy clients that I've been working with for a long time, and that's good. Like that keeps me busy along with this other stuff, the online education stuff, the YouTube stuff. Like these are all full-time jobs on their own, if I'm being honest. So I'm not trying to overbook myself. But then also the price point of them is higher. And I think that selling through content where people kind of expect it to be free is it's a little bit harder. It's not impossible, but it is a little bit harder. So I do think it just requires a lot of time and nurturing and people to get to know you. And what's cool about inbound content is that by the time they've watched, 5 of my videos, they're like, yes, this is a person that I want. And it's pretty rare that I get on a call for a service and people are like, actually, no, I changed my mind. Like they're usually decided by the time they get on the call because they've already built up that relationship with me through YouTube or podcasts or whatever. Another service that I didn't mention in addition to the content creation strategy is coaching. I haven't done one-on-one coaching in probably like a year and a half, but I've recently felt just really called to work with people one-on-one again. I've been doing some small masterminds and they've just been really fulfilling for me. And I feel like I'm able to help in a different way. I don't want to say a better way, but just in a different way for some of those people who have those like next level problems, like people who already have an established audience, but they can't figure out what to sell to them. Or for people who have a busy agency already and they're looking to dive into semi-passive income to diversify a little bit and like future-proof their business a little bit. Those are really the people who I feel I can truly serve working with one-on-one as their like right-hand person. So I recently did decide to open up one-on-one coaching again, but it is extremely limited. I'm not selling it. I'm not trying to get anyone to buy it from me. I only want when people come in and send me a DM and we feel really connected, or I know them through another group or another mastermind or something, and they ask me if I offer one-on-one, I do have an offer built out for them that I can send them if it feels really mutually agreeable. Like if everything is there, then I have that to offer. But it is by no means something that I'm trying to burn myself out on or trying to sell or trying to push on people. Like I said, I think you can get a lot from my free content. I think you can get a lot from those products. So the coaching is just there as like if the stars align and it really, really makes sense. Okay, so the cool thing about this is you can mix these different strategies up depending on what your goals are. So if you are in the beginning of your business and you are looking to get full service clients, well, you can easily build an email list and start selling through email, or at least maintaining a relationship, developing a newsletter by creating a lead magnet, right? I see lead magnets all the time for like, hey, here are the tech startup trends for, businesses in your niche, or here's the content creation guide for restaurants. And you can keep them on an email list. You can keep in touch with them. You can send them newsletters. You can move them down your sales funnel and use that same strategy that I use for some of my semi-passive stuff for active clients. You can also add outreach into your mix there. I don't currently do any outreach. It's not to say that I never will again. I absolutely may. And I have done cold outreach. I have done cold outreach in particular for sponsors. I pitched for a sponsor recently that I got, just like trying it out because it's a long story, but I tried it out. That works. But you can also pitch to clients and just build a schedule out. So you can say every Monday at 9 a.m., I'm going to send, 20 emails to ideal clients. That can be a way that you do that. So you can mix this up depending on what your priorities are in your business. And this changes, this definitely changes for me depending on the season. Again, right now, I'm not really doing much of the webinar stuff. So my marketing strategy is definitely like a living thing. It changes with the seasons. It changes with my mood. It changes with whatever platforms are, the hotness at the moment. But in general, that is how my products and my services sell. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to use the comments if you're watching on YouTube, or you can send me a message on social. I'm at the Latasha James on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I'd love to chat with you. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope it was helpful, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye-bye.